G'day everyone, I'm Alex. This is the Antipodean View. Welcome to my channel. I'm new to YouTube. Kicking off my first video, I'm going to be doing a review on The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's new and latest and greatest, according to many critics, film. The Odyssey. What do we think? Well, it's got a lot of kudos, hasn't it? I've seen it twice now, and I'd have to say it's deeply flawed. And I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't really understand all the plaudits that it's getting, really. Everyone's saying it's epic. It's, you know, oh, what an epic adventure it is. Well, it isn't. It's not epic. I'm sorry. Like, name one epic scene in it. One epic scene. What's the epic scene? Epic is the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, you know, in Lord of the Rings. Or the Battle of Helm's Deep, or something like that. Go and have a look at those battles. They're epic. Like, why did he shoot it on IMAX? I don't get that. For what? What is the scope? Like, where's the scope? So to start off, it's a time of apparent magic, meaning he doesn't really believe in the myth of, you know, or the mythical Greece. So when you're going into the movies, you're going into the cinema, even though you've heard all the pre-movie buzz and all that sort of stuff, and all that sort of swill, like, yeah, okay, we heard all the you know, it's going to be woke and DEI and all that, you know, well, woke, schmoke, whatever, like, just make a good film, just be good. So you walk in and straight away, like, you're expecting, well, it's mythic, fantasy. It's Jason the Argonauts. Well, Clash of the Titans, even though Clash of the Titans was, you know, a bit naff, really. Not a great film, but, you know, decent, but you get the gist. It's that sort of thing. Well, no, it isn't. You know, no, what we get is something based in realism, a movie based in realism, so that Odysseus doesn't confer with the gods, or doesn't deal with the gods or anything, or doesn't engage with the gods, or the gods don't really engage with him, other than them just appearing as, like, some sort of PTSD hallucination next to him. Zendaya is Athena, and her whole shtick, the whole movie, is... Oh, gosh. So then, yeah, so we have the start of the thing with the dialogue of this obvious... The dialogue is just obvious. This obvious sort of clunky, yada dialogue of of Telemachus and Penelope, and really, you know, dreary exposition dumping. It's just clunky. Like, nothing's set up. He doesn't set up the world. He doesn't set his world up in a way where you think, okay, this is the world, I'm going to be entering into this now as a viewer. Like, great, I get it, I'm in there. Thanks, Chris, I'm with you. There's none of that. It's just straight into this plot. And I understand, yeah, the Odyssey is an episodic thing, but it's why does it have to feel like it's so rushed? It's rushed. I don't get that. Why is it so rushed? The first shot of the movie is the Bard, Travis Scott. Now look, you know, I'm an older gentleman. I didn't really know who Travis Scott was. Don't really know. So to me, it was just, you know, a guy standing there doing the Bard thing with his stick. But, like, I just found it funny, you know. It was just, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Then the next shot, isn't it the next bit? There's Elliot Page. I'm sorry. Like, you know, he looks like a child. He's supposed to be a warrior, but he looks like a child. There he is running down the beach. You know, it looks like he's going to fall over under the weight of his armor. I mean, it was just, I'm sorry, it was just not good. It wasn't a good look. It was so, takes you out of it straight away. And the whole thing is, there's so many flaws with it. It's so wrong. Like, he doesn't set up the world as a fantasy world. So when you get to experience the Cyclops, when the Cyclops appears, if you're just watching it, you go, oh, hang on, who's this? Hang on, this is a bit weird. Like, what's this dude doing? Who is he? Oh, it's the Cyclops. Yeah, okay, we know that. But it doesn't gel with the world that Nolan's created. It's just it's off. And was it just me? Or was anyone else confused by the Cyclops scene? I was. I've seen it twice now, and I look at it and go, well, hang on, so they They tried to escape, but they couldn't. The stone thing. Then he hits him with the stick, the burn stick, and then he's like falls asleep again. But there's no wine, like, you know, there's no wine. He doesn't make him go to sleep with wine, like in the poem. And also, he doesn't do the whole trick, you know, about the nobody, saying that he's nobody, that's his name. And Polyphemus doesn't talk. He doesn't talk at all. He mumbles a bit at the end, you know, like near the end. And that was an okay scene, but why was it? It was truncated. Like, all the good scenes are truncated, cut short. We're on to somewhere else like that, you know, let's get on with it. Moving forward. Okay, so then, of course, then there's the dialogue is, you know, I mean, come on. It's clunky, bordering on corny. It's really obvious. Like, there's nothing. It's just the script. The script is off. The script is just not a good script. The great screenwriter William Goldman always said, if you get the casting right and the script right, you have a shot. Get those two wrong, forget it. Doesn't matter what you do, it won't salvage the movie. The movie's toast. So I think generally the script is not a good script, and the casting, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, it is miscast. I think it's woefully miscast. Matt Damon's all right, he's serviceable. Anne Hathaway's okay, she's all right. You know, Samantha Morton was good. The Cyclops was good, he was pretty good. And there's the accents. Sure, okay, American accents, no problem. I don't have a problem with that. We've got two Englishmen in there, Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson. They're English, but they speak in American accents. Is it because the main stars, Anne Hathaway and Matt Damon, are American, so American accent? Yeah, so in Gladiator, why didn't they make Russell Crowe speak in an Australian accent and make everyone else speak in an Australian accent like he does? Yes, I know he was born in New Zealand. So in the movie you'd have, "Are yous not entertained? Fair dinkum, yous bludgers. You're a hard lot to please, blimey, crikey. Flippin' heck, what have I got to do?" No, that's not really going to work, is it? Although he did affect an Irish accent for Robin Hood. So go figure that one. So why was the movie so dreary and dull, and there's no sweeping shots in it? There's no really epic scenes. And the boat scene, what about, you know, the boat scene when Poseidon finally inflicts his vengeance? Everything's shot from inside the boat. There's no great, like that final storm when all his shipmates, when Odysseus, all his shipmates are killed. It's all shot from inside the boat. It's all close-ups. You can't really see what's going on. There's a lot of, you know, it's the same with the fighting. All the fighting's close up. So when we get to the end thing, when he's in the palace, which looks like a bit like a medieval castle, you know, a rundown medieval castle. Maybe it would have looked like that back then. Sure. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's true. But then all the fighting's close up. Like, it's all close up. So you don't see what's going on, and there's editing. And why these days do we have to have fights like where the camera's a participant? The camera's a participant. It's, you know, you're there. You know, it's like, just zoom back a bit. Zoom back. Sit the camera still. You can make the odd cut here and there. Let's see the action. Let's see the fighting. No, but it's like the camera's part of the fight. You know, and there's cuts and cuts and cuts, like rapid cuts, as if like that's going to make it more exciting. No, it just makes it more confusing. Can you please just stop it? Stop it, please. The casting thing, I mean, it's, you know, a black Helen of Troy, yeah, whatever, I don't really have a problem. I couldn't help laughing a bit is when you had Himesh Patel and the other guy, so you had an Indian and an African guy on that island going, "We're Greeks from Ithaca." We go to the next island where apparently there's big dudes in armour about 2 feet taller than the rest of the crew, like shot in forced perspective. Like, just apparently they're just standing around in their battle armour, waiting for people to come on their island that they can then, you know, chase off. And then, of course, we come to Circe, the witch. Samantha Morton. Yes, okay. She was good. But again, we're not there long enough. Like the whole thing. People going about how creepy it was and all that. Oh, it was all right. It was well done. But it wasn't like creepy, you know. Like, and she wasn't brilliant. She was good. I mean, it's good. The makeup and effects and things like that were good. But why does Nolan have this aversion to CGI? I don't get it. You know, he needs it. He should use it. It would make his films better. And what's with Nolan and his sound mixing? I'm always struggling to hear the dialogue. There's his dialogue, which I'm, you know, okay, all right, got that bit. And then when there's action scenes, it's suddenly, boom, he's cranked it up to 11. And it's like, I'm blasted out of my seat. And I'm virtually deaf. It's like, what's with that? Is it just, I don't know. Anyway, the crew, were they interesting? Himesh Patel, his loyal lieutenant, or, I know he's supposed to be the cowardly dude and always carping on and, always antagonizing Odysseus. Well, he did a good job of that. But I mean, he was a boring character. He was boring. Like, he was boringly played. No one in the crew was interesting. No one in the crew had any sort of personality. And the other thing was, so often they were coming up with the good ideas. Like in the cave, 2 of us should go make a run. No, 4 of us should make a run. Oh, yeah. And then Odysseus would go, yeah, oh, yeah, okay, sure, 4. 4's good. Away you go. Matt Damon was serviceable. I just don't really get why, everyone thinks he was great. And, because I kept looking at him going, oh, but it's Jason Bourne or LaBeef, or someone like that. I don't know. They're just too Hollywood. Like him and Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway did a good job. Like, she tried. She was good. But even that dialogue when she's with Telemachus about him wanting to take the throne and all that, it's just a bit try-hard. Like, it was a bit try-hard. Like, she's just a bit over the top. It didn't come across as real. I didn't believe it. It was just her acting. She's Anne Hathaway. He's Matt Damon, and he's Spider-Man. Like, Tom Holland, I mean, I'm, far out. Would you want to be ruled by him? Under him? Like, Wasn't he was an interesting character, wasn't he? Telemachus. Telemachus. I mean, like, you wanted to have it. Imagine having him for a king. Gee, life would be exciting, wouldn't it? Okay, Robert Pattinson, he was okay, all right, trying to do the dude. I thought that was funny at the end when all the guy was up the top chucking down the swords. Get the swords, get the swords, Get the shields. Yeah, get the spears. I don't know whether it was unintentionally funny or was it intentionally funny. I don't know, but it was funny. Either way, whether it was intended or not, it was funny. And when I think of them on their ship, I mean, go and have a look at Master and Commander, Far Side of the World. A great film. That is a great film with Russell Crowe and Paul Bettany. And their relationship and everything, and just those scenes on that ship. I mean, they're great scenes. That photography is great. That looks epic. In the main battle in that movie, there's only 2 ships. And that's, that's more epic. The Battle of Hoth is more epic. From Empire Strikes Back 46 years ago. Go and watch that. That's more exciting than anything in this movie. Certain people have compared it to Troy, which isn't a great film. But Troy has its moments, and it has its sense of scale and that sort of thing. There's some really good scenes in Troy. But overall, the dialogue in that movie was pretty clunky too and corny and, Brad Pitt did it under sufferance. You can tell he's just phoning it in. The other problem I had with it was with the violence. Like, what's with the sanitized violence? There's no blood. Like, go and have a look at Braveheart, Gladiator. Those sorts of things. 300. You don't see blood. There's no blood. I don't know whether that's intentional. I mean, it must be intentional. Like, just to have that sort of sanitized violence in a way. It doesn't come across as real. The sacking of Troy, like, what was that? I didn't even see it. When did it happen? We saw bits of it, but he's just walking around going, oh, well, I've made the trick. So he's done the trick with the wooden horse, right? He thought of it after 10 years. He thought of it on the beach. And now all of a sudden, as soon as they go in, he's thinking, oh, gee, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, yeah, that was a bad thing. Now look at all this violence. Yeah, well, no kidding, mate. Like, what did you expect? So the whole theme, so it's him and his regrets. But nothing pays off. At the end, when he comes back as the beggar and he's talking to Penelope, behind her screen. Oh, and Athena's sitting there, Zendaya is Athena, is sitting there and she's crying. She's crying because he's talking about, the regret he has and the darkness. I mean, what darkness? What the hell are you talking about? The darkness of the world. And literally at one point he says, our age of bronze is collapsing. What? What? You know, come on. It's like John Locke at the beginning of the Enlightenment saying our age of enlightenment is just beginning. No, like what? You know, you're in it. You're in the age of bronze and it's collapsing. Because you know you're in the age of bronze. Oh, and Telemachus. Yeah, and then there's Telemachus when he goes to Menelaus's castle, kingdom, when he goes to Sparta. I mean, that's funny because John Bernthal, you know, he's good at playing brothers, isn't he? He always plays a lot of brothers, Agamemnon's brother. But there he is sitting at his head table, you know, like some low-grade mafioso, like it's just eating his, you know, eating his chicken legs or whatever he's eating. The whole thing just doesn't gel. It doesn't add up. I was never in the movie. I was never there in that world because Nolan doesn't. There's no world there created. Like you are expecting something like a Jason and the Argonauts. I mean, you know, Ray Harryhausen, brilliant effects guy. Go and have a look at the skeleton fight there in that movie, 1963. That is. And we had Clash of the Titans, 1981, which isn't a great movie. That's not really a great movie, but, you know, you get the gist of the mythic fantasy thing there. But that's not what Nolan wanted to do. So then when we have things like people turning into pigs, you know, and Cyclops being there, that it's weird. It just looks off. It's just, hang on. Because ultimately the movie's about Odysseus trying to get home, but not really wanting to, but having PTSD and then, you know, having all these regrets. And it's like, well, cry me a river, mate. War is hell. Like, what do you want? Like, this is... So suddenly that's what the theme of the whole film is. But then it's not... He can't take the throne. He's not going to come and take the throne. He gives it to Telemachus. Oh, my gosh. You know? Exile me now. Like, I'd want to be exiled if he was my king. Like, so he puts himself into exile. Odysseus, you know, him and Penelope go off into the west like Frodo. And Telemachus is left to rule. Well, great. Okay. Like, no. I mean, you know, maybe he'll be okay once he hits puberty. But, you know, boring as. Bland and like, oh, gosh. When I went to see Lord of the Rings, when I first went and saw Lord of the Rings, I'd never read the book. Knew a little bit about it. Not much. I'd never read the novel. But I went into that movie and I understood everything. Okay? Peter Jackson did such a good job with those 3 films. I understood. I wasn't confused. I knew what was going on. The prologue was great. The intro was great. It explained it, but it explained it in a cinematic way. There was narration. See, narration can work. Narration is better. Narration over those scenes at the beginning of Lord of the Rings works. That works. Explains it, but shows it as well. Much, much better than having 2 people talk to each other saying, oh, he's been gone 20 years, he's been gone 10, nearly 10, and then he was on, how long's he going to be away, you know, where's my dad, what's dad doing? Dad, you know, no. So yeah, so those Lord of the Rings movies were great. You didn't get confused. It wasn't confusing. This isn't like that. This is not Lord of the Rings. It's not epic. So yeah, the world he sets up doesn't work because there isn't any real setup of a world. We're just sort of into it. It's episodic and we're supposed to then feel things at the end for which they haven't really worked for. The payoff doesn't work. To me, there is no payoff. It's like you've done all these things. Suddenly we're supposed to feel emotion. I mean, I'm sure people do. I didn't, you know. Doesn't mean I'm right and other people are wrong. It's just, you know, that's the way I felt about it. So overall, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6. But, you know, I mean, bits of it were sort of interesting, but overall, I just couldn't connect. I couldn't connect with it. It didn't take me into that world. I wasn't there. I didn't really care about Odysseus. He was just a bit drab and dreary and not very interesting. He had no sense of humour. He wasn't really a tricky guy like he is in the poem. He was just a bit, I don't know, bland and annoying and like dull and dreary. We'll see how many Oscars he wins. Probably a few. I'll certainly get nominated for a truckload, I can imagine. It's going to make a truckload of money. Anyway. There's no accounting for taste, is there? Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for listening. Appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe. Share the video if you can. That would be great. A great help to me. I'm new here. This is my first time on YouTube. Thanks for watching.